So this is the My Terminology video for the Loan Associates and Integrity Capital. We're going to talk about cap rate today. So when you think about a cap rate, it's really the measuring tool for the true value of a building. So for example, if I'm acquiring a Walmart that is in the middle of Phoenix, the cap rate is going to be really low, which is sort of like a return on the investment. Where if I'm in the middle of a small town and it's a local tenant that's a restaurant, cap rate's probably going to be higher, which means the return's going to be higher. So cap rate really gives us the sense of how to value a building. And so we're going to spend a few minutes just walking through this to give you some live example of that. If the net operating income of a building is $500,000, that's the net after all the expenses that is available from the property. If the cap rate is 5%, watch what happens to the value. Goes up quite a bit. If all of a sudden we go into a neighborhood that's a little bit rougher, building's beat up, maybe it's not a great tenant, and let's say that it's a 9 cap, watch what happens to the value. The value goes down as the cap rate goes up. And then the inverse is the case where as the cap rate goes down, the value goes up. And the reason why is because if you think about it logically, if I have a really quality, high tenant, good return with low risk, I'm probably not going to get the same return on my money than I am if I'm going into an area that's a tougher and there's more risk to it. You're just going to get a higher return. So the capitalization rate is used to value properties based on what's called the income approach. So the income is in place, we divide it by a cap rate, and that's determined by sales that have happened in the past, what they generally think is going on with that particular property type. So they compare it and come up with what they believe is a cap rate in order to determine value. So cap rate you're going to be using a lot. It's used in income properties all the time. It's used in appraisals all the time. So it's really important that you understand what a cap rate is and how to apply it when you go through the exercise here today.